Welcome back to 20 Side Adventures. My name's Ryan. This is Swashbuckler 201, where we're going to dive into the various styles of the Swashbuckler. And styles are really your subclass. These different styles are going to dictate which features have the bravado trait so you can generate panache, as well as what series of skills will you get some extra skill training in, and generally the theme and kind of direction you're going to be taking your Swashbuckler. As always, if you like what we're doing here on the channel and haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe down below. It means a great deal as the channel continues to grow. And easiest way to support the channel, leave a comment. I love chatting with you all about Pathfinder. With no further ado, let's get into Swashbuckler 201. Back for 201, we're going to talk about the Swashbuckler styles and what this does for your class. So you have potentially my favorite, the Battle Dancer. I made it.
Very well. If it is to be a dance fight, then I will Tuesday night dance fight you to the death.
Gain training and performance, you gain fascinating performance as a skill feat, and when you perform, the action gains the bravado trait. So whenever you're doing performance, you're generating panache, and when you have fascinating performance, you're fascinating foes as you dance into them and draw their attention. Now, fascination is a curious ability because as soon as you do something hostile, it's not very useful, right? Because now they snap out of that fascination. However, if you time this well, where you adjust your order that the mage is the next person in the fight, right? The caster. And then you have your panache from last round. You moved wherever you're going to move. You make an attack. You do your finisher, whatever it may be. And then at the end of your round, you regenerate your panache by doing your fascinating performance to fascinate the caster that's coming up next. Because they're fascinated, no one else has taken an activity yet, they're unable to cast. So you can just shut down casting with the Battle Dancer if you play it right. When you get to the exemplary finisher at 9, so when you successfully make that hit as a Battle Dancer with your finisher, you get to take a free step as a free action. So again, just being more mobile on the battlefield, which is what the Battle Dancer is all about. Braggart, you are that mouthy guy in a fight that's just always running his mouth. You're kind of...
Your ears you keep, and I'll tell you why. So that every shriek of every child at seeing your hideousness will be yours to cherish. Every babe that weeps at your approach, every woman who cries out, "Dear God, what is that thing?" will echo in your perfect ears. That is what the pain means. It means I leave you in anguish, wallowing in freakish misery forever.
And you boast, taunt, and psychologically needle your foes. You're trained in intimidation, and when you demoralize, you gain the bravado trait. So if you like handing out demoralize debuffs, putting fear on people, and it generates you panache, that is an awesome way to go. If you conduct a finisher on a foe who has been taunted by you already, so is now immune to your demoralize, well, guess what? After they've been stabbed by you, they reconsider that and are now once again subject to your demoralize effect. The Fencer, this is the very skillful, the trained classical swordsman.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Naturally. You must expect me to attack with Capafero.
Naturally, but I find that Tibble cancels out Capafero. Don't you?
Unless the enemy has a study, he's a gripper. Which I have.
You are trained in deception, so when you create a diversion or feint, you gain the bravado trait, which, let me tell you, feint is a fantastic tool for the Swashbuckler because you might be outpacing the rest of your battle line, oftentimes fighting the foe solo because you're just doing audacious things. Being able to reduce their AC by 2 really does reduce the penalty of then having a finisher with a -4 multiple attack penalty, or -3 if you take some cool feats. Stay tuned to 301 for that. And with your exemplary finisher, when you strike them, the foe is off guard until your next turn, which you just did a finisher. This doesn't benefit you. This is all about setting your allies up for success, that they don't have to move necessarily into the flank position or maybe if you have an arranged character in the fight, you're now putting them off guard to get some fire support since you're so far out away from your allies. The Gymnast, when you just want to be that athletic shove, grapple, trip, and in someone's face. Reposition, maneuver, and bewilder your foes. You're trained in athletics, and when you grapple, reposition, shove, or trip, it gains the bravado trait. So number one, this is athletics. Strength may not be your highest stat, but you are getting a bonus because these have the bravado trait. So keep that in mind. The other thing to really consider with the Gymnast, and there's only one other style that has this problem, which will be the Rascal coming up. When you generate your panache, you are incurring multiple attack penalties, because if this is your first one, you got your panache back, the next attack's at -4. So is it just panache finisher? Now what do I do with my last action? Again, this is if you take the Gymnast, you need to be very cognizant that you are burning a multiple attack penalty to generate your panache from the skill that it grants you, and build your character accordingly. The exemplary finisher for the Gymnast is if you have a foe grabbed, restrained, or proned, you gain a circumstance bonus to all damage equal to double the number of weapon damage dice. So if you have them grabbed or you've tripped them on the ground, you're just getting more damage stacked on there. So that's pretty nice. The Rascal,
No bite at all.
very similar here, where you're going to be getting dirty tricks for your bravado trait, which is an attack action. You're trained in thievery. This is the character I built because I was kind of replacing the lack of a rogue in an adventuring party that was going to be doing lots of tomb diving and going through ruins, and we didn't have a rogue, and I felt this could be a best of both worlds kind of thing. This also has the trouble of if I dirty trick my foe, give them the clumsy condition, which is really nice, I now have incurred a multiple attack penalty. So do I just go all the way through and take 3 attack actions and hope for the best? Or do I need to do something with that third action? Your exemplary finisher here at 9 is a circumstance penalty to speed. And lastly, the Wit. This is the just super sociable, quippy guy that just maybe you want to punch a lot.
I'll explain, and I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
Your witticisms leave foes unprepared for the skill and speed of your attacks. You're trained in diplomacy, which is nice if you want to be more of the friendly face of the party. And you get the Bon Mot skill feat. And when you use Bon Mot, that gains the bravado trait. On critical successes, because you are getting your bravado bonus to this, and it's probably going to be a decent skill for you if you're leaning into this, you're going to spend some points on charisma. You could put a -3 to will saves on your foes, which maybe isn't huge for you personally, but if you have a caster in the party that targets lots of will spells, you are going to be their best friend, as you are just stripping enemies away of their saves and allowing those spells to be that much more effective. At 9, your exemplary finisher incurs a -2 penalty for them to attack you, so now you're going to get even better opportunities to use your opportune parry and riposte as a wit at higher levels. So when you're picking your style, choose a skill you want to be good at: diplomacy, performance, intimidation, thievery, athletics, whatever it may be. Lean into that. Make sure you're taking good skill feats for it. And then be very aware if you're taking the Rascal or the Gymnast that your bravado trait requires you to burn some multiple attack penalties. I think taking ones that don't have the multiple attack penalty is a little bit easier to get a good rotation and not get into the monotony as much. One thing I have found on my Swashbuckler is if I'm in a pinch, I don't really want to tumble through because maybe I already have the flank and I'm providing it to another ally. I've got to do dirty tricks. Now, dirty tricks, giving them the clumsy is really good, but I'm having to burn those multiple attack penalties, and it can get kind of make some difficult choices to happen. So just make sure your style really reflects the play style you want to have at the table, because it's more important, I think, than a lot of other subclasses may be implied, just because of how bravado interacts with panache. So there you guys go. These are the styles of the Swashbuckler, and style is the most important thing about a Swashbuckler, both for your role-playing and for your selection of building a character. Let me know your favorite style in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to wish you guys a fantastic time in your 20-side adventures. We'll catch you next time.